The janitor on 30 Rock are actual janitors?
Is actually a janitor from the studio, and the hairdresser is actually her hairdresser, and she threatens to kill him and stuff. It's
That
really
sounds
cool.
like a studio loophole to not have to pay them as actors or
Oh
extras.
no, they absolutely have to.
Really?
Yeah, they absolutely have to. If they're on camera, they get paid as an extra. If they speak, they get a SAG daily rate. If it's shot on film, and or I don't know what it is now because everything's streaming.
I'm here with Snippins, Lishy, Precious Boo Boo, or Microwave Bullweenus. And today we're talking being an extra in Hollywood with friends who love to give each other the business. So, Lishy, you were an extra, a professional extra, as they say in the business, yes?
In the 90s, 1992 to 99.
Weren't you the stand-in for
Chris Farley.
Chris Farley? Yes.
A stand-in is a person who stands on the mark where the actor's supposed to be so that the lighting and the grips and the camera people can all focus around him. And there's times I had to run really fast because it was a shot of Chris Farley running from A to B.
And they do that for setup so the actor can stay in their trailer and enjoy drugs and
not
How
be
could
like
Farley run?
not be under like lights for 2 hours while they light it up. That was the most money I ever made as an extra. And I got my name in the credits.
But the stand-in is different than an extra, isn't it? Technically
Correct.
speaking.
But it's central casting is the one who sends you out because it's a non-speaking role. And it's not really a role; it's just a job.
Are you higher than an extra when you're a stand-in? Are you
Well, yes,
So the pecking order is that you are superior to an extra when you're a stand-in.
absolutely.
Do you get any perks? Are there perks to enjoy?
You get a steady gig. Like usually when you're an extra, they're shooting the bar scene, so they need 60 people, and you show up Monday and Tuesday for the bar scene, and then the rest of the 60 days of the shoot, you're out. But as a stand-in, every day that the star works, you work. And so like on Beverly Hills Ninja, I worked 60 days straight, and that was the best year I had as an extra, and I made $15,000 for the year.
15,000.
Yeah, that was my best year as an extra, the whole year, $15,000, well below the poverty line.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get. And in LA, isn't that like one Starbucks coffee a day would pretty much cover the?
Yeah, and I smoked 3.5 packs of cigarettes a day.
Snippins, you've never had a brush with the Hollywood.
Oh no.
But if you had a brush with Hollywood, what part of Hollywood would you be enjoying if you were in LA?
Crystal stores.
I probably wouldn't.
You would stay out of it, you're saying?
Yeah.
No Hollywood for Snippins.
No.
You would ever go to the movies?
I don't go to the movies now.
Would you watch Netflix?
I don't watch Netflix now.
Fair enough.
I do kind of want to see Oppenheimer though.
When you were an extra on Spawn, yes?
Yeah, I was an extra in Spawn.
Weren't you the bum that was on a bed frame,
Yeah. I'm in a bed in what do they call it, Bumtown or something like that, and I'm on a bed and I'm laying there, and I think you can see my butt in the air, not my naked butt.
Oh,
I had to crawl onto the bed when action was happening.
Was it an alley shot?
Yeah, real dark alley.
So
I am
You have it queued up?
what?
play
You
the
have
clip.
it queued up?
Oh, do we have
We're
a
going to
clip?
go to a clip right now.
We have a clip.
Ramon, you got to do the thing where, like, when it comes back, you're like, "Wow, that movie looks great." Like the talk show host when they watch the clip.
I watched this over the weekend, and I got to tell you, your performance was magnificent.
Riveting.
I've never seen this film. I don't even know what it is.
You know what Spawn is?
I have the dumbest connection to you, Lishy. I'm internet friends with someone whose father is in the movie. His father is Nicole Williamson, or was Nicole Williamson, the old guy in it who mentors Spawn. Yeah.
Did you watch your own movie?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm sure I saw it. I probably saw it with Boney because he probably knew about it.
I did. I think I did see it with you.
I think we did see it together because that would have been about when we first started hanging out. Yeah, I'm in a lot of MOWs, movie of the week. What now they'd be called like Hallmark movies. You have to sign up with the agencies that, Central Casting and the other little ones. And they have a questionnaire. And one of the questions is, will you do nudity? And I'm obese. I've always been fat, and I always checked, yes, I will do nudity, because I figured no one would ever want to see me naked. I remember I went out with the craft service lady at LA Law, and we went back to her house, and the show was just canceled, and she was sober, but I went over to her house for dinner, and she had gotten drunk, and we were smoking weed, and she was all a mess, and we were got to be about that time where we're going to go, be together, intimate. And I'm telling you, I took my shirt off and she puked. I'm like, this.
That's not very nice.
Oh, it was great. My self-esteem. That was another year on the couch. So, that's one of the reasons why I checked that box that I'll do. I've been nude on TV 4 times.
Really?
But not Spawn.
I was not Spawn. There was an episode of the Jon Stewart show, and me and a buddy of mine were given dancers' thongs. So all they do is cover up your package, and they're flesh colored. And he had Superman's Dean Cain on as a guest. And Jon Stewart says to the camera, well, I have x-ray vision. And he looks over at me and my buddy, and we're pretending to be cameramen, and they have the camera hiding our junk, and we're naked. So that's one. Then on Third Rock from the Sun, I'm in the episode with the Ed Begley Jr. and the hottie from the show, Kristen something or other, storms into the locker room after the match that Ed Begley Jr. plays against John Lithgow. And I'm sitting there naked with a towel on me, and they have their little interaction. And then the actress turns to me and says, "It's dry already. Put your shorts on." So that's number 2, naked.
What does that mean? What's dry already?
As if I was playing with myself with the towel. You get it? Hey, it's dry already.
All right.
And actually,
with you,
the line in rehearsal is she looks at my chest and says, "Are those real?" And the director came to me and said, "That was just too fucking cruel. We weren't going to leave it in."
This doesn't sound like a good place to work.
The people were really nice, but it's like, sometimes when you're a certain type, you get called out, and it's not real life affirming.
The butt of the joke, if you will.
But I signed up for it, and I'm okay with it.
I didn't even know you were overweight.
Oh yeah. I'm losing weight, so it comes from top down.
I'm gonna say you look thin.
I'm coming from 355 and I'm at 220. So, all right. So 2 other times I'm naked. How to Speak English video. I had Drive to San Gabriel, which is a huge Asian community in Los Angeles. It's actually, I think, Orange County or Riverside County. And I'm in bed and I have to wake up and eat a sandwich, but I'm in my undies, so I consider that naked. And then I got called to shoot a Japanese game show. And they're like, "Didn't you bring a bathing suit?" I'm like, "Why?" Like, "Are you supposed to be in the bathtub?" I don't have a bathing suit. So I got in the bathtub, buck naked. I said, "You guys need to get some bubble bath because my junk's going to be on TV unless you do." And it was funny. Everyone was having a good time. It was funny. So that was fine. I don't care. I wanted to be an actor. And it's like, here's my instrument.
Oh, you mean yourself?
Yeah, not my package.
But now let me just, if I could, can we go back to the living room of this lady? Because that is, to me, more interesting. What exactly happened again? Because of a little.
Oh my God! So she was sober, but when they canceled LA Law, she lost her gig, and she was the craft service, which is a very high paying gig. It's like a Teamster gig that she'd had for like 8 years, and now she's just really bummed out. She'd fallen off the wagon, and we were at her house, and we had some dinner, and we're drinking some wine, and we're getting high, and I was hoping to make out with her, and we went into her bedroom, and it was going to get intimate. So she's in bed, and so I took my shirt off, and I was going to get in bed with her, and when I did, she's like, "Excuse me," and she went and puked, and I'm just like,
I thought she puked like on the bed.
No, it wasn't that.
So you left after she threw up. You left,
and I sold some pot.
Oh. Did you call her back?
No.
You just ghosted her after she vomited. But she didn't vomit because you took your shirt off. She vomited because she was drunk.
All I know, I don't know that correlation is causation. but close enough.
I think you should have given her another chance.
Maybe, but I'm, my self-esteem. I worked with a sociopath at the time that you're familiar with.
I'm aware.
So
Well, share for the rest of the class.
We love sociopaths.
my friend from high school, and he used to make movies. And so that's how we became friends. I wanted to be in one of his high school movies. And then when he moved to Hollywood in our 20s, I said, hey, man, I want to come out and be an extra. My uncle's an extra. And if you start making movies, I want to be in one. And he just turned out to be like a sociopath. Like the same time that the guys that make South Park got money to make South Park. They had made The Spirit of Christmas. They got like 10 grand to make a South Park thing. My buddy got 10 grand to make a really cool puppet show. And he was so nuts. Like he got the Kyoto brothers to make us puppets, and it was going to be awesome. And the puppets were like, the eyes made me creeped out because they could see right through you. It was so cool. And the night before we were supposed to shoot, he's like, these puppets are all wrong. And we had to stay up till 4 a.m. fixing all the stuff because he said they were too tall for the sets. The eyes weren't right. The one was looking this way. And it's like, I don't know what eyes he's looking at. So rather than have these crazy realistic eyes that stare right through you, the fucking Kyoto brothers painted them. And they were awful. And he was just, this is where me and Boney met. Do you remember what he said to me the day that he made me go get him coffee, like a Frappuccino Del Fonte,
Mm-hmm.
and he took a sip out of it
Mm-hmm.
and said, I don't want this right now. So I put it in the freezer, figuring he'd want it in 5 minutes, and it would still be, a Slurpee. 6 hours later, he wanted it, so I went and got it, and it was frozen solid. And what did he say to me, Boney?
He said, "What kind of an idiot are you?"
That's it. That's what he said, right?
Right?
No. Then he put a tag on it. Well,
Yeah, because he waited for an answer.
he wanted an answer.
Yes,
And this is in front of all of the interns and stuff,
know.
and the 18-year-old interns and the 20-year-olds. And it's just like,
It was not a rhetorical question. He wanted an answer.
no, there's going to be a quiz later.
Well, because the other thing is I found weird because you guys knew each other for so long. And it was so weird the way he treated you because you guys, it wasn't like you were just somebody he met in LA.
No, because we used to joke around with each other pretty vociferously in Chicago, but it was never so demeaning or condescending.
Some people get like that when you add too many people to the equation. Then it gets very biting.
Well, everybody else that he used to hang out with, the 3 guys from Chicago and Boney, nobody really wants to hang out with him anymore.
Remember paint gun on his cats?
I don't remember that.
He was painting his apartment, and the cats like fell into the roller paint, and they had paint all over him. And he lost.
I don't remember him ever grabbing a brush. I remember that was me and you.
No. He wasn't, but the cats were just walking around while we were painting, and one of the cats just like slipped or like walked by the thing and just kind of barrel rolled into the paint. Got paint all over itself.
Did you say he then lost the cats?
No, he lost his mind
Oh.
because the cats got paint on. I mean, the paint isn't going to hurt the cats. It will just give
Unless
them.
they drink it.
No, they'll just give them a glossy finish. That's the thing that actually happens. But he did get very upset. But it is very dumb that while you're painting your apartment, you're just walking around like nothing else is happening. Like nothing was like altered because we're painting the apartment, which is of course the first thing you do is you alter the space. Like you tape everything down, you get everything out of the way.
You cover it, you move it to one side, then you cover it, move it back to the other side.
And he didn't do any of that. It was just business as usual while we were just painting the.
Yeah, because he demanded that he was going to live in his apartment while we were painting it rather than do the right thing, move out for a couple of days.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
Yeah, this is the sociopathic behavior. I am the king. You will work around me.
And the
Is he still working?
He's about 61 now, and he thinks he's going to get Social Security, but he's not because he's always been an independent contractor.
Yeah, he's never paid in. He's never paid.
Oh,
in.
wait a second. That sounds scary.
To work in the entertainment industry.
Yeah, that's one of the scariest things about like also when I was freelance. because they don't take taxes out. Then you owe like 38 grand at the end of the year, and you don't know, and then terrible things happen. That's like
I spent last year contracting, and I am currently dealing with the taxes of that. And it's not good.
You get that money, and then of course you spend it.
Because you need to live.
Yes. And then at the end of the year, they're like, okay, that's $37,000. And you're like,
thanks, Obama. One of the things I learned as an extra, I belonged to this cabal. Everybody would share information, and then a lady would put it on a voicemail to tell you where all the shoots in town were and what they were expecting people to wear, how many people were going to show up. If I didn't have a job lined up, I would go out and spec. They called it speculating. I would just show up on a movie set and I would say, can you put me on the list? If somebody doesn't show up, I can take their place. And I used to do that a lot. I would walk around with a garment bag with several changes of clothes in it and try to get on. And I got on Showgirls that way. And I got on tons of different shows like that. And a lot of sets, they would welcome you.
Yeah, and then afterwards, the craft services lady would take you back to her house.
Puke on you.
And throw
Throw out.
Going back to the story, this is such a weird story. Why, of all the people, did you choose the craft services lady?
It's just we hit it off.
If you went home with the lady from craft services, precious.
Wait, have you ever puked when a guy made a move on you?
One time I almost slammed my own head in a car door to dodge a kiss.
They say romance is dead. So I have tallied our votes, and feel free to run in the comments section who you think is never right in this episode.
How good was Kraft at that shoot?
Fucking awesome.
You're never right.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want more content from the Never Right podcast.